Stand by for the Comic Industry Insiders live pre-show. Stand by graphics. Cue graphics. Roll intro. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start pre-show. Cue logo intro. We're live, people.
And we're live.
You know how when you're on vacation and you still have to work, it's weird, and you're in an Airbnb, so you had to put on the weird green screen, which is real weird, and you had to sit down and do a live show, which you're normally like all keyed up because you've been like at it for days, but here you just like you woke up and you had your breakfast beer, and then you just kind of show up, man.
Your breakfast beer, I love it. I love it.
You know how that works. You know how that is, right?
I hear you. Yeah. The old breakfast beer.
You got to start with a light beer. That's the key. You don't want to go straight for a heavy IPA straight out of the gate, man.
Yeah.
You gotta. It's like, this is not like wake and bake kind of stuff. This is like you ease into your day.
Now that's a light American beer.
Yeah, you know how
we call that water here.
Yeah, it's
You gotta hydrate.
There's a joke about it having sex in a canoe. But we're not having that conversation here. It's where we have to limit ourselves to the cursing to at least, I don't remember what it was, like 18 minutes or something in. Yeah.
Speaking of being bad at their job, I forgot to build the room or anything this week, so people are just going to kind of find us accidentally this week. It's going to be great. I'm sure we'll have a huge audience. I'm going to go on Facebook right now and promote the show.
All right. Well, this is our live show, everybody. It's Tuesday. We're talking comics. I'm supposed to be on vacation, but I'm still here working. This is Comic Industry Insiders Live, time where Brian and I put together a slickly produced 60 to 90 to 120 minutes of comics news. And
this one's got to be a tight 60 today, buddy. I gotta run at exactly 310. Yeah.
What's that in freedom units? Is it still
310 freedom units, I think.
Okay.
Are you guys military down there? You're probably military. 1510, I think.
That's right. We're all military. We're all military. My name is Adam Freeman. This is Brian Garside. This is our show. I don't know. We're in a weird space. I thought we'd just drop us both into this cold open. We usually like this little conversation before to kind of get everybody revved up. It's also a good opportunity for us to bring our friend Megan, who is literally keeps my life on track and somehow has time for this. So, Megan, when was the last time we let you go on a vacation?
I went on vacation last year, but I worked the whole time. And then I ended up in the hospital because I busted my finger.
That's right. I remember you busting your finger. That's right.
That was a fun meeting to take with the sling type thing on.
I remember when you would for weeks at a time, you're like, I have to go back to the doctor for this procedure to get my finger. But you know what? We're too busy. I'm not going to do it. I'm like, go get your finger fixed.
It's just a pinky. I need opposable thumbs. That's what I need. That's how I game. That's how I type. That's how I use my phone. That's how I book.
Mm-hmm.
Thumbs.
Pinkies are really kind of they're the kind of the vestigial tool of the hand.
I was like, I'm not in the aristocracy. I don't need to go pinkies up for anything.
What's funny is I broke my pinky about I don't know, a little while ago, and now ever since then it never quite I really have to consciously put it down. It's very weird.
Like a trigger finger. Like I have one of those too. Kind of
yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, you teach too many people a lesson with that right hook, and you end up with that. Yeah.
Everyone is enthralled right now.
I know. This is
so happy.
Sorry.
I know. I was just gonna say this is great content. Great content.
Yep.
We're talking about comics. Let's bring some comics people in, so maybe we can talk about comics. We're gonna say hi to Blame Hoffman. Is that Jeff? Jeff is Blame Hoffman. That's right. Hey, Jeff. How you doing, buddy? You found it.
We're outing him though. I think that's a secret. That's a secret identity. You're not supposed to say who it
sorry.
is.
I didn't mean to give everybody your street name. I didn't mean to dox you, Hoffman. And Marvin Wynn. Marvin, it's never a show until Marvin shows up. All right, we've got like 5 minutes to say hello to some people. We're going to be talking to Jack Phoenix later today. Jack is doing a podcast on libraries and comic books. And what is it called?
The Comics Librarian Podcast.
See, that's the clever names. How you doing, buddy?
So clever. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, we're doing okay. We're up and running. We are here. We're only on our second or third beer of the day, and we're ready to go.
You didn't tell me I was allowed to drink on this show.
It's actually kind of a requirement.
I would have
like since noon.
Yeah.
I've got a cheap bottle of Fireball. Just waiting for me.
Let's go.
But now I'm already seated.
Dirk Manning knows what the time it is. He knows what that means. It is Tuesday. We also have a couple of our other friends here. I'm going to leave one of them off because I know I'm watching him stroke his beard and say that he's frantically getting the rest of the show ready. But we have our favorite commentator, stats man, Sean from the Comics Pals, whose last name I cannot commit to memory.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It's good to be here on a Tuesday. Adam, good to see you back at work.
It's good to be back.
And it's good to be on a stream with Megan. Megan, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Happy to be Megan.
Did you have fun seeing those the market share?
I did. I have a lot of thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, Sean. After this, we got to talk because I've got some new stuff for you for that other gig that we do together.
Great. Sounds wonderful.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. Awesome. Hey, do we want to give something away this week? Do we have that mechanism?
Ooh, I don't know if I have that. If Trevor's going to be here, we'll do it. But if he's not, I don't know if I have that skill right now.
Trevor, are you here?
I'm here. Yeah, I got the videos in. I think we're good to go. I've never done a giveaway before, but point me in the right direction and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out for next week. Tune in next week.
Yeah, there you go.
Next week, we're going to start giving some stuff away.
Sweet.
In the old days,
we'll
we would do the thing where you hashtag the hashtag, and then and inside of the comments so that everybody can participate. So this week, you should hashtag the right hashtag. And you win nothing, but you'll have done it. And I think if you're in the audience, you should get started.
We're prepping you for next time.
That's right.
To give stuff away.
Yeah, muscle memory.
That's right. So the next time when we're going to give something away, you'll be ready to go. All right. You can listen. This is such a weird pre-show banter. I apologize to everybody for being a little bit off my game. I'm going to go crack another cold one.
Yeah.
And we're going to get this show started. Okay. Let's remove everybody. Starting with you, Sean. There we go. And we'll get rid of Jack. We're gonna hang on to Megan to the last minute because more Megan, less Adam. So I'm gonna.
Oh, it's me. I'm all here by myself.
All right, hit the button. I remember being a younger version of myself. A lot less hair on the face, and the hair that was there was not nearly as white. And I remember this guy loving comic books and really wanting a job to work in comics. Didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but knew I wanted to be involved professionally, and just kind of in that way that happens in your 20s. You're like, start heading in that direction. And, and I just remember thinking during that time, I wonder how hard it would be to work in comics. The answer is you don't get vacations. When you're on vacation, you have to do the live show. You still have to keep the work going. There is no vacation for comic book people. And that's okay. This is not me complaining. What I'm saying is I'm just giving this context for why you probably smell the breakfast beer on my breath. But we are here. It is Tuesday. It's Comic Industry Insiders Live, a weekly conversation where we talk about what are the big pieces that have happened in comics this week. What are the big news stories? Who is going to change the face of comics this week? Because it is constantly changing. I'd like to bring forward one of my favorite faces of comics, Mr. Brian Garside. How you doing, my friend?
Wow, I wasn't ready for me to be.
Yeah, well,
favorite.
I said you're one of my favorite faces. That should have been your cue, man. You know you're. I don't know why we even do those 3 rehearsals that we do every week. That's just,
yeah, it's
insane.
Silly. We don't need those. This is just. Let's just do it live. We'll do it live.
Let's do it live. Let's just do it live. We have a show. We're doing live. We're doing. Yeah, I'm instead of my my little studio office in Long Island, New York. I'm in Asbury, New Jersey, right this moment.
Like Asbury Park?
Asbury Park, that's correct. Asbury Park. We're going to the beach. We're gonna go. I don't know if we're gonna go to Stone Pony. We're gonna keep going back and forth, which is like basically the birthplace of Bruce Springsteen. There's some really fantastic restaurants we always love there. Yeah. So
also, I believe it's the build hometown of one Bam Bam Bigelow, the late great Bam Bam Bigelow, professional wrestler.
Oh, professional wrestler. I believe that. I believe that.
A certain level of nerd to, who would get this? Gabe, not here, but Gabe.
Gabe, it's not here. Gabe, it's a happy birthday to Gabe. Everybody, here's what I'm gonna do. We are not giving anything away. However, if you love us and you love Gabe, you will put into the comments this week hashtag Happy Birthday Gabe. Okay, let's see it. Somebody right now, whoever it is, you're going to be my favorite friend. If I see you in the comments, hashtag Happy Birthday Gabe. Okay.
Maybe that favorite friend will get a personal phone call. I don't know. I'm just going
to throw
things out.
Oh, see, she was already my favorite friend, Megan. Megan is my friend. There you go. Awesome.
So, buddy, this is a good week. We're talking the library to comic shops pipeline with Jack Phoenix. And I don't know if we're allowed to say this out loud, but I believe that this is the first Prana non-comic industry insiders branded podcast that will be going live.
Listen, I won't say we're starting a little network, but it turns out that once you've already bought the StreamYard account, you might as well get as many shows as you can. Or actually, it's StreamYard and Riverside, whatever. There are resources that we pay for that make a lot of sense to give voices that need to be heard. And once we met Jack, we knew that this was a voice we wanted to help build. And to help bring up, and there is this incredibly important pipeline of consumers that start in their local libraries and make their way to comic shops. It has been this way now for decades, and there's some really fantastic people who are involved. And
there's also like a market as a retailer to position yourself so that you can serve those libraries. I've had libraries reach out to me, and I'm not quite equipped yet to do that, but that's definitely something like on my roadmap as a retailer that I definitely want to get into, because it's easy money, and once you get kind of vetted, like great return customers who pay promptly.
Yes, that's just it. Government money is good money. Let me tell you. Exactly. Anytime you can take some of that government money, you go right ahead. But I can tell you, when I was a retailer, we had really great relationships with our local libraries, and they were a source of revenue. We're going to be talking more about this as we go along. Jack is going to be talking to people who are in that space that live in between our world of comics publishing and comics retail and the library world of the graphic novels. And Jack is incredible. We'll talk about why he's incredible later, but.
I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to be a great show.
Okay, me too.
I apologize for not getting this out, a week ago like we should have, and then we could really, really focus on it. But you know what? I was also on a little mini vacation, so
Yeah, this is true. This is what we do, man. This is what we do. I appreciate you holding down the fort while I was in full-on San Diego recovery mode.
Yeah. Can I just say, and I know you gave me the opportunity to punt, and at one point you were just like, let's just punt the show. Let's just punt. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it. I got this covered. Can I just say that I don't want to
should've
ever
put-
do that again. It was terrible. Like, I think the show was great. I think it was
Yeah.
really good. I think it took me
It was.
2 days to recover after that episode.
It
I
was.
just drained in ways
I
that I didn't
know.
know I could be.
I know. It is a different. I mean, it's a different beast trying to run a show by yourself. I've had to do it, and it's just weird, and I don't enjoy it, and I'm not very good at it. And I will say that it's the fact that you were able to pull it off was impressive. So you did a great job, bud. I'm glad.
Well, thank
Glad
you,
that-
man. Thank you.
I'm glad that you discovered that both you can and you never want to do it again. So,
And never again, please. Never again. All right, let's take a look at what we're doing this week. So, this was a surprisingly quiet week for news. It was
until
really quiet. Yeah.
until we started digging, and then we found a whole bunch
Yeah.
of. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We went from, oh gosh, what are we going to talk about this week to, oh, okay, are we going to have enough time to talk about all this week? So yeah, we're headlines. There's a lot of stuff that happened in San Diego and outside since then, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff too that's going on that like not everyone knows. So yeah,
that's true. And some really interesting, like a couple stories that didn't really make a splash when they came out, but I think have long running ramifications for our industry. So I'm looking forward to getting into them.
And a story that literally made a splash. Literally.
Literally.
Right.
Oh,
so this is the buzz everywhere. Is Hall H going away?
So all right. So this one is interesting, right? So you think of San Diego Comic-Con, you think of it as one really big room, right? And then a bunch of panel rooms all over San Diego. And then San Diego Comic-Con has gotten bigger. Now there are events all over the city. Like if you are anywhere in the San Diego area, you've essentially become part of Comic-Con. I know that our friends at Ignition had that spot just right across the street. And they had lines of people coming through every single day, walking past artist tables, getting stuff. And I heard from one of our artists' client friends that he was sitting there drawing and talking to people, and people were like, "What is this?" And we're like, "Well, it's comics." I'm like, what do you mean comics? Like that? I'm like, this Comic-Con's going on right now. Really? So San Diego itself is little, but the convention itself, Hall H rather, is part of it. The convention itself is one giant room. And then a bunch of smaller rooms. One of those smaller rooms is Hall H. It can, as a theater, and in the old days, they just used it as like a movie theater where they would sell tickets to show movies. 4,200 people can sit into that in that hall.
Jeez, wow, that's a 4,200.
Yes, exactly. So they used to do like ticketed things there, and they used to, other events. Now they just have the big panels. The Marvel does the huge panel and whatnot. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but like this year, it seemed that some of the Hollywood money was coming off. Like there were, well, you weren't there. I'm sorry. For those of you who were there, there were empty lots, like fields that used to have like installations and activations on them. They were just empty. Right, that people they were using for line cues or whatever. So seemingly some of the Hollywood money is pulling away. Hall H has always been the Hollywood hall, right? 4,200 people. That's where you have, Robert Downey Jr. take off his Doom mask and say he's back. You got the big events that happen there. This year, there was some seemingly overhyped conflict that was about what was there. Depending on who you talk to, the hype was, the conflict was either not a big deal or, much bigger than anybody is saying it is. But for the first time, they seem to be debating, they being the people at San Diego Comic-Con, seem to be debating whether or not we should even do Hall H panels anymore.
Right.
Maybe it should go back to being a theater. Maybe it should go back to being a place where we do like concerts, whatever. 4,200 people is a lot of people that you can put into one space. So it's interesting. I think it's definitely one of those things where the culture may be shifting. This might be the earliest indicator that San Diego is going to shift into whatever the next chapter is. But yeah, fascinating. I don't know.
It's interesting, and I mean, in some ways, it makes a lot of sense. Like Hollywood is going through a massive restructuring time, not only from the whole mergers and acquisitions standpoint, but there's also, and this is one of the stories we're going to have, box office has been surprisingly weak like the last couple of years. Post pandemic, in fact, it's been mostly pretty weak. So there's been fear that perhaps Hollywood's kind of stranglehold on the entertainment industry is falling by the wayside. So
maybe,
yeah,
but then also we see this last week we saw Brand New Day, Spider-Man Brand New Day. We saw the Odyssey do incredibly well. What is it? Toy Story 5 just crested $1 billion in the theaters. I mean, yes, there is some of that as a trend, but also we're seeing plenty of peaks. So it's always hard to say. It's always good to try and stay as close as you can to where people are at the moment, because you never really know where they're going to go 5 steps down the road, but you might know where they're going 2 steps down the road,
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. And I think a lot of these things kind of change over time. And, Disney has kind of built their own event. There's D23, which is where they do a lot of their announcements, which happens like 3 weeks after San Diego. So sometimes they're going to hold things in their holster until that thing. But yeah, we'll see.
And we also saw one of the panels that we did at San Diego was about drop culture and how it has shifted, how comics are sold. And we're going to talk, we have a story that's actually about that a little bit. But it has definitely changed how the big brands view live events, right? They used to use them as a way to launch product, whereas now they might just launch it virtually. They might just launch it as a mail order thing. There are lots of options, and that's also part of it. Is as creators, as publishers, we end up with a lot more options for coming to market. Whereas in the old days, you really just had one path. And retailers, you end up with a lot of different sources for product, as opposed to the old days where you had one, right? So that in order to participate, you really need to be engaged in the culture as well. So I don't know. I think there's a whole lot here, but some of this, I'm just burning up what I'm going to use on the later stories. So let's talk about that.
I agree. Let's talk about Comics the Magazine being in the news. 40 pages. This was actually front page news on Bleeding Cool yesterday.
Yep. We did Joe and I did a panel, very short, the shortest panel I've ever done, 2 minutes. Because I got really flexy for a minute there on social media, and I said, 5 minutes is so dumb. Nobody can say anything in 5 minutes, so I'm just going to use 2 and give it up my 3 to DC who needs it. Anyway, so we did 2 minutes, one on another story we're going to talk about in a minute, and the other on Comics the Magazine. It's going to be $3.99, 40 pages. That's going forward. And our next issue is going to how to make Dungeon Crawler Carl, which I cannot say the first time, anytime. It's difficult. We're also, this particular issue is going to be issue 8. We just locked in some surprises of what's going to happen in this one. This is going to be a banger. I'm really excited about this issue. So get the bundles. That's what I'm going to say. Get the bundles.
I was just going to say, speaking of Comics the Magazine issue 6, it had a secret variant as well, right?
Did it? Did we do that? It's out tomorrow though. It doesn't really exist yet. Yes, it's not we don't have a slide for it, but yes, there is a secret variant for our friends at Ghost Brawler. Rob Layman, John Layman, and Rob Guillory. Yeah. They announced during their Ghost Brawler crowdfunding campaign, their Kickstarter, that Ghost Brawler is actually in the same universe as Chew, and so we had an image reveal. We used that image as a secret variant. Go get it at your local comic shop because people are selling it for some dough right now. I wish I was selling it for some dough. I don't know why we're not doing that. Have you seen what those terminal secret variants are going for? It's nuts.
What are they selling for?
I haven't heard. I haven't looked it up, but I heard like $200. I know we're getting like 75 or 80 for that for the Spawn variant.
Yeah, the Spawn variant was hot. Yeah, I sold those like day one for $40 each, and I think they went peaked at way higher than that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, it was great because it paid for all my
I did this.
bundles.
My one slide about it. We're getting a lot of buffering. I don't know. Sorry, Jamie. It might be you. I don't know, but it should be up. It should be clean up on the YouTube after. What was I saying? On the secret variants. Yeah, I don't remember now.
Paying
I lost
for your
it.
bundles.
Paying for, but yeah. Our one slide during the 2 minutes for the retailers was $25 equals $168 because that's what it. That if you sell the secret variant for about $80, you get, and you sell the rest of them for $3.99, you're gonna get about $180 out of $25. $160.
That's just math.
Yeah, it's just math. You're welcome.
Speaking of conventions, holy Moses.
Oh, that's a good one.
Did you see
you followed this one a lot harder than I did. Tell me about this one.
So all weekend long, if you were paying attention to social media, and if you go on social media now, there were literally videos of just water pouring into the Gen Con convention, just in the underground parking, just because they got a ton of rain down there, and it's been pretty crazy.
That's I mean, we got a lot of rain at my house, but we didn't like cave in a convention. There's really, when you have a convention that's about water, paper-based products for the most part that are really worth a lot of money, water is a challenge.
Yeah, it's not something you want. Just a sec. I'm gonna pull up. I gotta change the screen that I'm sharing. This is gonna require extra.
Okay.
See, now, last week I couldn't have done this because my ability to do two things at once is notoriously terrible. But
this is me.
The only difference between me and most people is that I actually admit that I'm terrible at multitasking.
That's actually very true. Yeah. Right, no, I'm a lousy multitasker. For instance, right now there's a squirrel running across the rooftop right at my eye line, and I'm having a hard time doing a live show. If you're watching this, you're letting us know about the buffering. We know. I don't know how to fix it. If you know how to fix it, let us know.
Look at this.
What's going on?
That's a picture of the inside of the hall where it was raining. Adam, it was raining inside of a hall.
That's not good.
That's not what you're looking for.
That's not. No.
You were a vendor. That's pretty terrible. So.
Yeah, that's not good, man. Don't do that. It's Wow. Okay. Yeah. I stay dry. That's my. I hope they all have insurance.
If you check online though, it was fascinating to watch, and like most people were pretty kind of even tempered about it, like way more even tempered than I would be. So yeah, it was a good time. For some reason, the slides now won't share. I can't share the slides because I looked at the wrong thing at the wrong time.
Here we go. This is see, Brian running the show by himself, flawless, but it has to take 2 days. Brian, with the help of me and Trevor, we're struggling, but he's going to be right back at it. If you have a meeting with Brian after this, you're going to be fine. Hey. Oh, this was our big announcement.
We talked about this a little bit last week, but this is cool. Yeah. But this is your baby.
David Lapham. David Lapham is one of the geniuses of comics. He really is, and we have him as the monthly. I think we probably. I don't know if you've ever worked with David. Anybody who ever has, we can tell you we could probably do 2 issues a month. He goes so fast. And Joe, if you're out there listening, I hope I didn't just commit us to doing 2 issues a month, but he is incredible. He is, and he's doing such incredible work. You can see on the covers, he's already turned in. We're going to have him running, I think it's as of issue 18. I think it's issue 18.
Yeah.
So, he is coming in hot, and it's going to be so fantastic. I'm so excited. I will say that Ennio Buffi and Mario D'Alessandro were incredible monthly artists, and I have no doubt they're about to get picked up by somebody who pays a lot better than we do. So, yeah.
Oh, that's too good. Too good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. The art looks spectacular, and I love that series to begin with. So this will be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this
let's
was
talk
interesting.
about the San Diego Comic-Con announcement that Marvel and Webtoons are doing original series. So I don't get it.
You don't get it? Well,
I don't get it.
Here's the thing. Digital comics, they've had. We're going to talk about digital comics more here in a little bit. They've always struggled inside of comics, right? At their height, digital comics, what we think of as digital comics, which is looking at a page of a comic on your phone or your tablet, they have struggled. Like they never reached more than say 10% of market share. And that was at their height. That was like Comixology in full force. Just had the Amazon money behind it. Got to do whatever they wanted. That was at 10. They were at 10%.
Right
now, it's a lot less if you're a publisher. But there is one holdout, and that is vertical scrolling. Right, vertical scrolling comics. For some reason, we've never been able to adequately get our pages in Western comics to format into vertical scroll because it's just different, right? The markets are different. The generationally, they're different. The people who are looking, the genres are different from what does well in vertical scroll than what does well in Western comics. There's a lot of reasons for this. And one of the reasons I think the story is so fascinating is that Marvel has arguably the largest library in Western comics, period. Right. For sure. There are people like Douglas Wolk who argue that it is the longest running single narrative in the English language, Marvel comics, which is interesting. But even they said, well, there's not much we can do here in vertical scroll. So they're creating original pieces. And if you look at the genres that are in here, I don't know if you have that story up, but if you look at the genre, I had several tabs open.
I've got it, but I can't share it without.
That's fine. They are like, the kind of product, the kind of stories, the kind of genres that work well on vertical scroll, like Webtoons and those other platforms. So, even Marvel is deciding.
There's Tony's Girl, written by, oh God, I'm going to butcher this, Uchiyo Ma, with art by Annie Huang, I should say. And then there's going to be, Tony's Girl has somebody else. Oh, that's terrible. That time Deadpool fell into the webtoon and found the longest title of all time is actually by Uchiyo Ma and Annie Huang. And then the last one is going to be X-Men Korea. So that's what they're starting out with, is the 3 titles. Tony's Girl.
Trevor, next week, 4 rehearsals. We need 4 rehearsals. We're going to
rehearsal.
hit those numbers, man.
Well, I wasn't told that I was going to have to pronounce names. I thought that was in my contract, right, that I don't pronounce names first. I always pronounce
I wasn't expecting you to do it. It's fine. I thought I had it open. But I'm not in my home unit. I don't have my extra screens where I know where all the stories are and everything. So whatever. Yeah. So anyway, fascinating. I think it's really fascinating that even Marvel had to create something new to hit that platform, and I have no doubt they will. I mean, Steve Wacker, we need you. We need you to hurry. I know that you hear me. We need you.
Very much so.
Okay.
San Diego cover prices. San Diego Comic-Con report reveals a staggering 896 exclusive comics.
896. Now,
so that should
be 896 exclusive covers, right? Okay. It's not like 896 different titles that were only available in San Diego. It was a cover on another title. But
and a lot of that is like custom retailers who do special titles for things to drop at San Diego, right?
That's correct. Some of them were. Many of them were just covers on books that were released recently. Comics the Magazine, we had 2 exclusives there. So 2 out of 896. And this is what I think this is really interesting. Yeah, why this is interesting to me is it kind of goes into that sort of exclusive cover culture that comes out of if everyone is selling the same thing, how do you differentiate yourself? Right? If you and everybody else who is selling on the internet has access to the same metadata, the same distributors, the same shipping options, how do you differentiate? You create new product. And so I think this is incredible. I'm kind of curious. Like, part of me wants to say this is the end. Like, there's no way we can get any bigger than this. And yet, why would that be? With print on demand, you can do one of one comics, and you can do as many of them as you want.
It's true, yeah. And we saw a ton of like ash cans and things like that I think we've seen a few in the past, but this year, I mean, Image dropped, I want to say like 8 or 12. DC did 2 different ones. They did a Legion one and a Batman Bad Seeds one. So yeah, there's a ton of that kind of stuff out there as well, which is all right. This from Jeremy. Truly makes the effort of collecting comics, which is a lot of this industry was built on, incredibly frustrating. Frustrated customers leave the industry. I think that's true. I think that's very true. I think we're going to lose some customers who are that, but I think also that there's, I think, Jeremy, that I'm reminded of a good friend of ours, Roger Prowse, who runs the Nerd Store with his brother Charles, and we were talking about why there's an entire generation of collectors that are into like the Mark Spears variants or the newsstand variants or whatever, and now are really into exclusive covers. And it's because they grew up in a time and place where, you got to choose what niche of a niche you were going to focus on, instead of needing to have all 13 Gen 13 number ones. You got the opportunity to say, I want the 13 of this variation of the 70 different exclusive covers that are at number 1. So like, I think that there's a certain generational shift that's happening. But I do worry, as you do, Jeremy, that, this could be too much too soon, and we could lose some of that older generation before we get a chance to replace them. That's always the challenge. And Jamie points out that it's three long boxes and a short box if you want it all. So you can go home. Carrying that back. My goodness.
Is this your check baggage, sir? Yeah.
Witchblade team up variant cover. So Image has been doing this with a bunch of different series. I know they did it with I Hate Fairyland. They did it with Invincible. Looks like now the next one is Witchblade.
Yeah. I kind of like this. I like that Image does this still. It kind of brings Image feels so disparate right now to me. Every time we talk about the market share report and they hit the same 14 to 18%, and most of that is through Skybound, I worry about all those Image, creator-owned titles that, feel a little like they got the Image eye. They were in that part of the catalog. Like that made a big difference. But so I kind of love when they kind of get together and do a family band kind of thing. Yeah. Like, I think it's wonderful. So good on you, man. I mean, I hope congratulations to Matt and Mike, because I think, this could be really big. This could be a good stuff.
Fun.
Yeah.
How about this? Last weekend, I believe was the largest box office in history.
I'm trying to remember. It was so long ago. I'm trying to remember this guy who I really respect was telling me people don't go to the movies anymore. And, it was...
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at up until now, like this has been one of the weakest years in quite some time. And then like a lot of people, it wasn't just me, were saying, nobody is coming to the theater. It didn't matter what they were doing. People weren't coming. And then it was like this summer, things kind of changed pretty dramatically. Like Toy Story 5. There was a movie called Hoppers or something like that. It was a Pixar.
Yeah, it was Hoppers. Yeah, we saw it.
Yeah, they did like $500 million, and they had very, very low expectations for it. So yeah, people are coming back to the theater. I say Odyssey and Spider-Man packed theaters, and Odyssey I ended up seeing on a Wednesday, and I can't tell you the last time that a movie theater was packed on a Wednesday.
I'm debating going. We're in Asbury Park right now, and we're not too far away from Kevin Smith's
Oh yeah,
shop, and he
Yeah.
has a theater called the Smod Castle
Yeah.
where there's a showing of Odyssey. I think I might be going to that. So
yeah. Listening to him talk about the movie business is where I get like a lot of my information about just like the actual theater performance part of it is has been down dramatically this last little while. So yeah, if you're still there on August 8th, this Saturday, they're doing Horror Fest.
Yeah.
Horror Fest.
Guess when I'm going back home. I don't get more than a week. What are you talking about? This is not real. Paid time off. That's not a thing. Personal time, whatever they're called. PTO. Is that a
PTO? Yeah, paid time off. Yeah,
paid time off. That's it. Oh, this was cool. I just wanted to bring this up. We're obsessed with numbers, right? So much so that we brought back the bestseller list. We've been fighting for this. Our friends at Neon Ichiban have started releasing their top 100. We don't have the list. We're not going to be reporting on that because shockingly, the first 3 spots are distillery books. Good on you, Chip. Keep it in the family, buddy. But I love the fact that they're doing this and they're using this as an opportunity to celebrate. Also, it goes to show like what it takes to sell in a digital platform really is stuff that you make for the digital platform, right? I mean, if you look at that list, it was a distillery, obviously taking the top 3 spots, but then like number 4 was Ben 10.
Yep.
Right. And then it wasn't until number 5 that it was that we got to some absolute titles, right?
Yep.
So I think it just goes to show that, like, you know, the digital comic space is wide open, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that develops. I'm rooting for it personally. I know that some of our retailer friends have, you know, are struggling with the idea that digital comics are a good thing, but I think it's nothing but win personally.
I totally agree. I think that the difference between a digital consumer and a physical consumer are completely different. And also, I think that often digital consumers become physical consumers and physical consumers become digital consumers, and they feed on each other. For example, like when Comixology was at its height, if something sold out, I would just buy it digitally and then catch up on number 2. And I know now we've got second printings, but if you remember back like 5-6 years ago, you didn't always get a second printing of like the 15th issue of a series that had a new launching point, right? So, I think both can survive quite happily together, and I think they serve different markets, vastly different markets.
We used to back in I would say the early aughts when we were, I was in retail and we were always talking about comics online. There was a shorthand of the new newsstand, right? Because the newsstand was where people would discover comics. Like I don't know how many, you've done dozens of interviews about people in comics. I've done, I don't know, yes, dozens. I would say that like most of them, if you ask them where was their first comic, who is their first, what they will tell you is, I was at a newsstand or I was at a 7-Eleven or something like that. Like there was some crappy little books on a spinner rack, but I found the one that spoke to me. We need places where people find their first book, right? Yeah. No, Coke did not give me product placement for this, Jeremy, but it is the taste of vacation for me.
Adam, did you know that every single week comic retailers have to sit down and figure out what they're going to order for the next week?
That doesn't seem right. Really? It's a lot of decisions they have to make?
Last night I had to go through, and I remember Lunar's in particular was 15 pages of 25 items per page, which that's
like 1.2 million decisions you had to make.
It was so many decisions, dude. I was so fatigued by the end of it. It was like running a podcast from scratch. It was
Luckily you'd already been through it and you knew how. By the way,
exactly.
when we get to the end of it, by the way, hang on until the end because I'm going to talk about the last season of The Bear and what you can learn from it, if I remember.
Okay.
This refers back to this right here. Yes. Anyway.
Like
yeah.
I'm
so
gonna
yeah,
get Trevor to push the buttons because I don't know which one we're supposed to go with first. So Trevor.
Yeah. So retailers got to make one decision.
Hi, this is
Okay,
Brian
my word for it.
Nathanson. I'm one of the creators of a new fantasy graphic novel called War Gods. And in this book, we try to bring Greek mythology to life by dramatizing Zeus and the Olympic gods' rebellion against the previous generation of gods called the Titans. It's a big graphic novel. It's 160 plus pages of colorful art and fun and fantasy. So hopefully you look for it at your local shops, only in shops, starting in early September.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dean Haspiel.
And I'm Doug Latino.
And we're the co-editors of Real Life Comics, only in New York.
We're super excited about this book. It's going to be a beautiful hardcover anthology, 52 original stories that could only take place in New York. All the amazing kind of collisions, happenstance, stories and characters and neighborhoods, and the diversity and the beauty of New York City, and really how it relates to all of America, that we think it's never been done before, meaning an anthology, memoir, compilation, right, on the idea and the beauty and the diversity of New York City. And so that's pretty amazing to us. And Dean, I think that was your discovery, your sort of thinking there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And at the end of the day, it's 52 stories, but it's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, and we think it's going to be a beautiful kind of almost historic, not to get too overblown here, but it's a compilation. Drew Friedman, the famous Drew Friedman, not only contributed a story to the book, but has written the foreword. Karen Green, who is the comics curator at the Columbia University Comics Archive, has written the preface. We've got new creators, but also veterans that you're going to know. Peter Cooper from Spy versus Spy Mad Magazine, American Splendor, Harvey Picar's American Splendor contributors, of which Dean is one of those. Contributors from Mad Magazine, and also the New Yorker magazine. And it's really just, once it began, it kind of took on a life of its own and is really just kind of, snowballed into this really great, rich anthology, black and white and color. And like Dean said, just a cross-section of stories and themes that is pretty incredible.
Hey there, folks. It's me again, Joe Keating, editor of Comics the Magazine. We've been down this road together before. Look, Comics the Magazine, it's the genuine enthusiasm for comics in print, number 7. Even more genuine enthusiasm this time. It's for Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, the team behind so many amazing books, so many of my favorite comics. Stuff like Reckless and Criminal and so many more. But if that's not enough, we also have Dan Houser and Laszlo from, Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption. That's cool, but they're doing amazing comics too with Dark Horse's American Caper. And check that out. If that wasn't enough, I also talked to Danny Trejo. I know what you're thinking. Celebrities talking about comics? Well, who cares? But trust me, Danny Trejo is awesome, and he's got a great comic, and it was really exciting to talk with him about it. Dude loves comics. If you love comics, you should buy this magazine. So check out Comics the Magazine number 7 in comic book shops the first week of September. Excelsior once again, everybody. Goodbye.
No, that's us. We're back.
Excelsior once again, everybody. Good job, Joe. Excelsior once again. Oh, I love Joe. Yeah. Anyway, what a great lineup of books. Everybody loves. We all love us some Greek mythology, right?
Yeah. War of the Gods.
War
Gods.
for that.
War Gods.
Once you're all wound up from the Odyssey, you got to go pre-order this book, right? What's next? What do we got? We got everybody loves
comics only in New York.
Talk about where gods live, New York. Hello, gotta be there. I'm all for that. Hey Dino, if you're watching this, buddy, good job.
Flatiron Building, right?
Yeah, it is. That's where First Second was for many years.
Oh, really? That's so cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
This is actually an original cover. Nobody's used this cover before. We are. Awesome. I think I'm going to say it
now. Officially 40 pages, even though issue 6 is unofficially 40 pages.
Yeah, well,
Issue 7 is officially 40 pages.
Officially 40 pages. That's right. $3.99.
Think,
Still only $3.99.
Do you think we're going to get up to like Wizard 64 pages, maybe 128 pages? Do you think those are possible? Can your bank?
I would hope so. I hope so. Please buy them. Please hand them out. Please buy them from your local retailer. Please buy extra copies and give them to your friends. Please buy advertising.
Interesting little experiment that I did with Comics the Magazine.
Hang on, I'm gonna have a nice refreshing sip of Coca-Cola when you
Coca-Cola. So I was giving it away to everybody, but I'm always worried that I'm just giving something. Like if you don't have any skin in the game, you don't, then you may just toss it, right? You may not care. So
you might be devaluing the product by giving it away, right?
That's what I think. So what I did is I said, if you subscribe to it, I will give it to you for free. 100% free. You get it every month. But if you don't subscribe to it, you ain't getting it. And so last month, issue 5 was the first time that I still ordered the same number. But a bunch of people didn't get them. And I got emails instantly. Hey, I didn't get this. And I was like, well, literally 5 emails went out about this that said, if you don't subscribe, you're not going to get it. And like our numbers doubled in 1 month of people who are asking for it. And now I've just noticed that it's trickling back up to, it's about 75% of my subscribers have requested to get Comics the Magazine. So I know that they're actually invested in reading it. So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see. Yeah,
it's a magazine that's just designed to sell comics. It's plain and simple. Exactly. It's designed to sell the culture of comics, the idea of comics, the building your own comics. Like we love comics, and we wanted a magazine, a physical print magazine that would do that. So please do. All the support you can give us is 100% appreciated, and in many ways reciprocated as best we possibly can. So, yeah.
Speaking of loving comics.
Oh my gosh!
I think this is the last week. I think, right?
This is the last week. I got a chance to meet these guys in person at San Diego, and they are adorable. Jeff Treffel is the incredible creator, the mastermind behind Waypoint. He is almost I don't know what number are we at now? Like he is more than 175% over his goal, right?
Wow,
so
that's awesome.
yeah, he's killing on this particular project. You should scan this and go see what we're talking about. But you know what? If you don't, seriously, we are the worst people to talk about this because Jeff has been working on this for like a decade at this point and is an incredible talent. And I think we have a video of him. If you don't, it's short.
Do we?
I think so. Do we not?
And welcome. Today, I'm joined by writer Jeff Treffel, the creator of Waypoint, an exciting new science fiction epic currently on Kickstarter. Jeff has built an impressive career across a variety of creative fields. He's worked as a music journalist, written for the long-running humor website Cracked, and even scripted episodes of the hit animated series Ben 10. Now he's bringing all of that storytelling experience together in his first graphic novel and comic book series. Waypoint follows a crew of interstellar couriers navigating dangerous jobs, complicated relationships, and a galaxy full of unexpected challenges. It's a blend of science fiction, adventure, humor, and character-driven storytelling. And it's live now for comic fans everywhere to help crowdfund. Jeff, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
For people discovering the project for the first time, what is your elevator pitch? What is Waypoint all about, and what can you tell us about its memorable characters?
So Waypoint is about the only human detective on an alien space station who's forced to solve an impossible murder or gets sent back to the worst place in the universe, Earth. Which, I think tells you a lot about our central detective, Claire Carlisle's sense of humor, and a little bit about my own. So it sort of revolves around her and a weird cast of various aliens who, seem a little similar to humans. My editor on the project, Dane Styler, he's run a few successful Kickstarters himself. He's a friend that I met through Steven Seagal. He kind of came in after the project was done, but I was like, you can get the editor title here because he was basically responsible for pushing me to get the thing done. I had the pages lettered and drawn and all that, but they was kind of sitting on my hard drive. And he was the one who really helped me go through the post-production phase, which is apparently as complicated, if not more so, than the actual making of the story pages.
Sure.
So him having my back and helping me walk through all that, and having, because like I said, he'd done comics, he'd done Kickstarters before, having him there to help guide me through that post-production process was incredibly important.
So it sounds like you had a fantastic team. Great artist, great letterer, great editor.
Dane is actually going to be hand binding the hardcover tier for the book. So we have 25 of those. And he's going to also be hand binding a little zine that has extra production process information and music reviews I've done and such. So he's been hands on this whole time.
Well, that's a good segue into what makes this Kickstarter special. What can backers expect from this campaign in terms of rewards, and why is now the right time to jump aboard?
I mean, right now is a great time to jump aboard because we just opened a new all-in tier that opened up 10 more hardcovers. Because again, Dane is hand making these, so there's only so many he can make, right?
Right.
So he's going to do 25 of them. So if you want a hardcover, this is the only way to get it. This is a one of a kind, like each one's custom bound kind of. I love that. I love that you can do that with a Kickstarter that you can't necessarily do with a big publisher or anything. You can have that kind of person-to-person connection in that, like, here is a cool artisanal item that we have made for you. Like, this is my calling card, as this is who I am as a creator, right? Because I've worked on projects like Ben 10 and Mega Man and such, but those are other people's projects. This is me.
Cool. All right. Well, Jeff, thanks again for taking the time to chat with us.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Now, for the people watching, if Waypoint sounds like your kind of science fiction, be sure to check out the Kickstarter campaign. You'll find previews of the book, information about the creative team, and a variety of awesome rewards available for backers. The campaign is live now with only 8 days left to support. We're in that last week, so don't wait too long for your chance to help bring this exciting new project to life. Go to Kickstarter, look up Waypoint, back it, and thanks for watching.
Yes.
Needs a ba-dum pump.
It does need a ba-dum pump. Special thanks to Keith and Trevor, who both just put in a monumental effort getting that ready to go here on the last final push for that campaign. It's going to be a good one. Awesome. Thanks. What are we doing now? Are we still talking? We're not talking news. We're not paying bills.
Your buddy Jack.
Are we doing that? Or are we doing the bestseller list next? Are we doing Jack?
Do you want to do the bestseller list next?
I think so, because I'm going to definitely need more slides for that than I am going to be than I am Jack. No offense, Jack. I expect you to just carry the show. I need visual aids because I'm just not that engaging.
If we're going to do the market share, then we should probably have a guest in.
You know what? I'm so glad we rehearsed this 16 times. Because this is exactly the sort of seamless integration that we demand here at Comic Industry Insiders Live. Friends and neighbors, every single week we have the pleasure, the honor, nay, the responsibility to bring you what the data about what sold in comic shops last week. This is a project we've been working on for years and years. We've finally seen quite a bit of traction. People are really interested in this. This is something we put together using the data coming from our friends at Manage Comics and at Comic Shop Assistant. And we are able to get sales data from a cohort of 600 stores. Over 80,000 consumers contribute to the data that we pull this from. it is an incredible effort by all the teams involved, and we realized after a while that we put in so much effort that we run out of energy, and we need somebody to come forward and tell us why this is exciting. So that's why we got Sean from the Comics Pals, Statman.
Yes.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing wonderful. It's a great afternoon, and I think every afternoon is a good one to talk comics.
Amen. 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 What happened in comics this week, man? It was it's a pretty wild one. We're looking at this market share, and how does Marvel suddenly take the lead again?
Something weird happened.
So there is an answer. This is not anything to really overreact to, because the truth is that DC only pushed out 4 or 5 new books this week.
There you go. You know why? When DC stays home, when they just don't even take the field, that's when you get an opportunity, right?
Yeah, it was a skip week, so it was annuals. So there was a Detective annual, there was a Superman annual,
World's Finest,
World's Finest annual,
Superman Year 1 Million.
Yeah, that was the Superman annual. That was part of the Superman.
Yep.
Yep.
Do you guys know the history of the 5th week filler? Do y'all know about this?
And Django and I have always talked about this, so we're fascinated.
All right. So what you want to understand is when you're in the process of publishing, and I only know this secondhand, so I'm probably going to get something wrong. If there's anybody editorial in the chat, you feel free to take me to task, because I'm sure I'm just going to bullshit my way through this. But when you're dealing with a big list of titles, like most of the editors at Marvel and DC are dealing with, you have to build some structure around it, right? And it's usually whatever week of the month that book comes out. So that way you're not having, artists will always push as far as they can to get as much time as possible. So if you'll end up with like half your line coming out the last week of the month. So in order to do that, you set up a structure so the first week has these titles, second week has these titles, third week has these titles, and fourth week has these titles. Every month has 4 weeks. It's no problem. You're going to get books out. The problem comes with like 3 times a year, 4 times a year, you get a 5th week, a 5th Wednesday in a month, and you have to figure out what to do. And that's where they usually do one of several different things. They'll put big events there. They will kind of take out the trash, like run books that they didn't all like all that much, that they're not worried about promoting. They will do big annuals, so that's just like extra money. Like that's just like because anybody who's collecting Detective has to get the Detective annual, so you can mark it up by $2 and still make some extra cash. So the 5th week has a long history in comics publishing of it's a tool that is used for a lot of purposes. So yeah, I wasn't expecting to give that this week. I totally forgot it was a 5th week. So anyway, carry on.
Very insightful. Thank you.
Anyway, so what else is going on for the market share this week? So Marvel killing it, right? Marvel, and we've been seeing those two. We've actually seen those percentages flipped for the most part for the last few weeks, right? Yeah. This almost you could swap DC and Marvel around, keep the percentage, and that's sort of similar to what we had, I think, last week. So, but the difference is that again, DC only published about 4 or 5 books. So Marvel at the same time, pushed out a very big title, that being the Queen in Black, which is their 1B event if Avengers Armageddon is 1A, and this one had blind bags again, gentlemen. So that contributed big time to what we're seeing now in this top 10 titles. Queen in Black 100%, Superman annual year 1000 coming in 35%. That's a 65% difference. It's unbelievable. Yeah. That is massive. Once again, blind bags not going away. Interesting. How are you guys hearing? I think one of the biggest challenges, and I talked to several printers about this in San Diego. One of the biggest challenges they're having is the what's it called? The shuffling, the mix. Yeah. And it's shocking to me they cannot seem to figure this out. right? And I wonder at what point does that kill blind bags, like their inability to figure out on the production side how to mix these. I don't really have an answer for that. I just hope they figure it out soon. So yeah.
Well, they did do one, and by the way, I'm part of the problem. I bought 2 blind bags and a cover A, right? So like I'm just ridiculous too. But they did remove cover A's from the blind bags, which goes a long way to helping these feel more valuable.
Yeah,
because the worst feeling that I had with the Daredevil ones was that I opened up a cover A. So they've solved.
You already had a cover A,
yeah,
right? Yeah, I will say that there's I talked to some experts on this, and one of the things that they said was you have to. There's a thing that they call the hits, right? So it's a hit when you open bags, when they do those what's it called? Damn it, I'm sorry. When they
collation.
No. When they open it live on like web sales.
Oh, sure. What?
When they pull a rare comic, they call it a hit. And one of the things that they were saying is you really have to get the hits right. If you don't get the hits right, it will kill the entire project, because it needs to be things that some of them need to be personal. You know, they need to be remarks or signatures or one of ones or whatever. But if you don't get that collation right, you don't get that mix right. Whew, boy, yeah, exactly. You want to get that dopamine hit. That's exactly it, Jamie. Yeah.
Here's a fun one. One of my customers opened a Daredevil and got that.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a sketch cover by
who is that?
I think it's Christopher Smith. Corey Smith.
Corey Smith. Ooh, awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, there you go. See, that's a hit. Right. So yeah, fascinating. I think blind bags still not going anywhere. We're going to be seeing them for a while. They're just now getting down to the pricing that makes sense. So yeah.
I mean, a blind bag is also on this list down here, like terminal number 1. I know most of my sales post the first week have been blind bags.
Interesting.
How many weeks has this terminal been on our top 10 now? Is it? Anybody know?
This is 3.
This is 3.
4.
I'm pretty sure.
3 in a row. Yeah.
Crazy pants.
And
yeah, it's gonna have legs. This book is gonna go places.
To what Brian is talking about, you know, they packed these terminal blind bags with so much value that there is a reason to return to the store and say, you know what, I want a shot at that number 10. I already have issue 1. Maybe I pulled issue 6 or whatever. I want that number 10.
Yeah, it ends up being like the scratch off when you're going into 7-Eleven to get your gas, and you're like, and throw in a scratch off. It'll be, and throw in another terminal 1 blind bag. You know, yeah, exactly. Wait till 7-Eleven starts carrying them. Then it's going to be a multi-ball. All right, awesome. Now, what? Any other surprises in the top 400, Sean?
So, just in this top 10, real quick. DC managed to take 4 spots in a top 10 where they only released 5 books that week. That's pretty impressive. And then, you know, Marvel took 4, which is fantastic for them. But you would think in a week that DC basically said, here, have it, Marvel would be able to edge out Terminal, which is on its 3rd week, and a Horror of Godzilla Keisai era book, which I've heard is really good. But what if Spider-Man was beaten by Godzilla? You know, I think that Marvel had a good week, but if I'm Marvel and I see that DC managed to put this many books in the top 10, kind of not too happy.
Steve Wacker, we need you. Steve, I'm talking to you now. We need you.
In Steve, we believe.
We believe, Steve. We believe in
Yes.
Steve. In Steve, we believe is much better. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back. I shouldn't have riffed on that. Just to stick with it. In Steve, we believe. Let's go, Wacker. Let's go, buddy. All right, here we go. What about the rest of the top 400?
Yeah. So you talked about Image, and Image managed to sneak a few books into the top 20, or rather the top 30. Feral, number 25, was the 28th best-selling book. Feral continues to be a little book that could, and manages to do things every few issues that make people want to continue to read it. So that's good. Geiger had a big week. Geiger came in. Geiger 24 was the 24th best-selling issue, and this one prominently features Junkyard Joe. And Junkyard Joe is a very popular character in the Geiger verse. So Image managing to sneak a few books into there, and then I thought it was interesting that Titan Comics it came in 31st place with Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah. Oh, someday next week, remind me to tell you one of my favorite stories that came out of San Diego about Conan the Barbarian, and about I got to meet the owners of Titan Comics, and that particular story is a good one. But we're running tight, so we'll come back around to that one. That was a good one. Awesome, Sean. Thanks, buddy. You and we got to talk this week. So I've got some new data for you on that other project that we're working on. That's awesome. It's the Comics the Magazine, kids. This is Sean, also doing commentary on the Pull Box Power Rankings in the next Comics the Magazine. So you're watching the sausage get made.
This one that's out Wednesday is right. I just read it the other night. I mean, stop talking.
Our first commentary by Sean the Stat Man. Last name I can't remember, from the Comics Pals. Sean, tell us how they can get to Comics Pals.
So you can check us out on YouTube. We're live every Thursday at 8 p.m. reviewing the very same comics we discuss here. And then Saturdays, we're doing shows about big picture topics in the industry. That's at 10:15 a.m. Eastern. We get up bright and early on Saturday mornings to talk comics, because every Saturday morning, every morning is a good day to talk about comics. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Sean. Man, that guy closes it out. I like it.
You really do.
If you are a fan of bestseller lists, if you're as much a nerd for data as we are, or you're Chip Mosier and you just can't not look for Distillery on the list, talking to you, buddy. This is the third time this show. Be sure to scan this QR code or go to pranadm.com and sign up for our weekly newsletter, the Prana Bullet. Megan, who was in the pre-show banter, she builds the whole thing. It's one of my favorite reads of the week, and it'll probably be yours as well. So, the Prana Bullet, check it out. Are we gonna lose you, Brian? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. So I got some bad news, buddy. I have a small fire that was smoldering, and now it's become like a contained but larger fire. But if I don't get to it, it's going to become an out of control fire.
There will be a week where I will have the same problem, I'm sure. Yeah, so I have no doubt. You should go do that.
I'm going to have to bail on you, but I'm going to leave Trevor in charge of
the ones and
Trevor,
twos.
You're going to have to share a screen, though, buddy.
Oh, no, he's got it already. Look at this. I've got it. We're good to go, man. Trevor's got us hooked up. I'm going to watch me do this. Look at that. This is our next slide. See?
Look at you guys. You did it. Okay, I'm getting out of here.
Okay, go.
I got to go. But yeah, Jack, I'm sorry I don't get to talk to you, but I will be back here soon.
Well, we have a 1 Canadian limit on this show, so glad that you can be. Friends and neighbors, if you're a friend of comics, and you're probably a friend of Brian's, see you later, Brian. The chances are very good you learned to read comics at a library. You found them, and then you found your way to a comic shop, and then you got so obsessed that you had to watch a weekly show about comics data and all the news that's happening in comics. Well, our next guest literally wrote the book on the relationship of between comics and graphic novels, and he is the host of Prana's upcoming newest podcast, the Comics Librarian Podcast. Please welcome to Comic Industry Insiders Live, Mr. Jack Phoenix. Yes, that's his name.
Oh, hi there. You scared the crap out of me. So how's it going? Thanks for having me.
It's going really well, Jack. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. Doing really good. Yeah.
Will you tell us, one of the things I failed to mention in your introduction, what is this, the logo here on your t-shirt? Well placed.
So it did say it on the slide. So this is the I am the president-elect of the Graphic Novels and Comics Roundtable of the American Library Association. So for the next roughly a year, I will basically be acting as vice president under the current president, and then my term as president will begin next June.
Well, fantastic. And I can think of nobody better for it. First, before we get into the project we're working on together, let's talk about this the phenomenon, this path that we find where the local library is still to this. I mean, people actually go to libraries. Is that still a thing? Are you hearing that?
I hear, not just to pee and not just to look up things they're not supposed to be looking at. I hear that people actually do go and still read and get books. Yeah,
Housed
including
yes,
many
okay.
comics. Yeah.
But the local library is still very much a cultural center of. I know our town in Huntington, Long Island. The local library is fantastic. We are always keeping track of their calendar of events and all the stuff that's going on there. So, talk to me about how people are using the libraries to find comics, and what is that relationship between the comic shops and the local libraries?
Well, I'll start with kind of what you can already guess and is probably pretty predictable. And then hopefully go into maybe some surprises for the audience if you're not currently visiting your library or using your library for comic content, right? So I hate the word content. Remind me not to use that word. Like maybe put a quarter in a jar every time I say content. So there's the predictable outlet, which is that folks that, for a variety of reasons, would find just borrowing a book and giving it a try appealing. So you're looking at folks that maybe just aren't willing to pull the trigger on something new, folks that maybe can't afford to purchase everything that they would like to read, or just any other reason to support the library. They, folks that go in for something completely different and then just, the library's doing their job and they happen to do like an upsell, right? Or something interesting is on display that happens to be a comic. So many readers will begin discovering new comics at the library. And what's great is that can then predictably lead into, you guys mentioned this before, lead into a desire to go ahead and buy it, go ahead and add it to their collection because they loved it so much, or it's the first volume of a trade of a series that they were kind of testing out, and then they love it so much they end up ordering it from their comic shop, maybe the single issues. So that's the predictable route. The route that I hope that people will learn about is also that comics and comic shops and libraries are like best friends right now, and have been for probably a good going on a decade, right? So you've got just here local to me is a shop called The Beguiling that actually offers library and school services where they supply the library with their, not only the physical materials that they need, the actual books, but their expertise. And my former home of Cleveland had Carol and John's comic shop, as well as a place called Superscript. Both frequently partner with libraries for big events that are comic centric. So it's this relationship that you would think would be adversarial on the surface, because one is selling comics, the other is sharing comics, and you would think that the library would be cutting into the comic shop's budget, or bottom line, but they are not. They work very well together, and the comic shops, I think, recognize, and I would hope that other industry pros would recognize this too, that you get someone hooked in the library, it just translates to dollar signs later on. Whether that means that the library then keeps buying that particular series because it's checking out well, or that means that folks then go out and collect. But you've got libraries hosting their own comic conventions where they're partnering with comic shops and local talent. So that is an opportunity for independent creators to get their works into people's hands and make some money at the library, besides just having them on the actual library shelves. So the pipeline, it's almost not even so much of a pipeline. It's like a river that has a creek going this way and a creek going that way and a creek going this way. There are all kinds of ways that the comic shop can be the start of the comic industry making more money. in a variety of roles, right? Whether you're a publisher or a comic shop.
So we're all just tributaries on the river.
Yeah.
Viz Comics. I like this.
You're
I like
all
this
just tributaries in the river of libraries. And I know your place, all of you. All of you.
That's awesome. Now, I know that we're starting a new podcast with you here on the Prana Media Network, or whatever it is we're calling this group of people who happen to like talking at our laptops. What can we expect from the Comics Librarian podcast?
Well, every week you're guaranteed a comics librarian. So it's either going to be me or me and another comics librarian, right? So that is my one promise to you, is that you will always have a comics librarian, at least one. But we are going to talk about any and all issues that involve the intersection of comics and libraries. So that's going to be, topics that are on my list are talking about the library professional development and education professional development content that is, I said it again, said content, panels and programming that are available at Comic-Cons, like San Diego Comic-Con. That's going to mean the impact of things like Boom Studios' decision to pull all of their, you had the conversation about digital comics earlier. Libraries are struggling with that just as much as comic shops, right? So we've got, which I'll save it for the podcast to go into detail, but Boom Studios pulled a lot of their material out of digital material from libraries. And so, I'll be able to talk about the impacts of that and what do we do and how do we navigate that. There's going to be all kinds of topics that live in this intersection that we'll be able to talk about. So it'll be fun.
Well, I'm super excited, and I'm so glad that we can play host to this incredibly important relationship that I think we're all need to get to know a little bit better. So I really appreciate you coming on, and thank you for fulfilling our one Canadian minimum on this show.
Just to clarify, folks, I'm not Canadian, but I live in Canada. I am an American citizen living here on my work permit. But maybe someday I'll be an Americanadian.
Does that make you an expat, or does that make you like an immigrant, or are you you're not illegal? You're
not undocumented. I have all of my documentation, but no, both. I'm an expat. I'm a
okay. All right.
It's
okay. Well,
they're probably both loaded terms if we really got into it. But yeah, as to who gets to claim which. But yeah.
That's excellent.
I am technically both, yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you being here, and we're looking forward to the first show. I can't wait. I think it's with Moni Barrett. Is that right?
That's right. That's right. Former GNCRT president, content director of content at Comics Plus, and Creators
That's 4
Assemble.
times you said content, by the way. That's $1 US. Or like $42 Canadian. So
what? And I think I even got her title wrong. I don't think content is in there. I think it's director of collection development. We'll have to tune in the show and find out what does Moni Barrett.
All right. Well, we'll send you the invoice. Jack Phoenix, everybody, new president of the Graphic Novel Roundtable. And what was the name of your book? Let's go back to that slide, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh no, add to stage. There we go. Comics in your library, maximizing impact.
Here's the first edition. So the second edition is coming out this fall, and it's funny y'all mentioned Karen Green earlier. Or no, not you, but one of the recordings. And Karen Green is a colleague of mine, and she is in both editions. So she's amazing. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Jack. Looking forward to it. Everybody, Jack is going to take my place on Comic Industry Insiders Live on Thursdays, starting, I think, this week, actually. We'll be doing that through the end of the month, and at which point we're going to come back with Comic Industry Insiders Live, and Jack will have his new date and time where he's going to be doing the Comics Librarian podcast coming straight to you through the YouTubes and your various podcasting platforms. Thanks, Jack. We're looking forward to it. I'm sure we're going to have you on again soon.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you. Awesome. There we go. Okay. You know what? I just want to shout out to I'm going to bring him forward here. Trevor.
Hi.
You never get a chance to talk to you, buddy. It's good to have you. It's good to have you here.
We're doing it. We're doing the thing.
We did it. We made it happen. It only took us 5 rehearsals, and it was on number 6 that we got.
Yeah, and I missed a couple, so it's really more like 8, because then I had to get in, you had to do it all over. And, I think if we rehearse this a few more times, we'll be ready to do this exact show next week.
Tune in next week. We're going to get this one right.
But Jack was great. I actually haven't seen Jack. I've only seen him sort of in, Discord and text, and just what a charismatic guy. I can't wait to check out that podcast.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
And I'm sorry, I think you said it, but I kind of, because I'm looking at other stuff. Is he debuting this coming Thursday, or like when is that date?
In 2 days, 48 hours, you will have your very own Comics Librarian podcast. It's going to be coming, and then weekly after that. So yeah,
awesome,
excellent.
Yeah.
Trevor,
great show. I know we were kind of all over the place, but I don't know about you, Adam. I'm still in San Diego recovery. I still don't feel like quite myself. It's been like almost 2 weeks now or something. But I hope everybody enjoyed it. I certainly did.
I'd like to think that Gabby's actually saying that librarians are the real heroes and not letting me know that she's watching and letting me know that it's time to get back into vacation mode. So I'm going to wrap this up in case it's the second part. So, all right. Thank you, buddy. You. Hey, you. Yes, you. You've been watching this whole show. Thank you for that. Also, you who is picking up your comics every week, you who goes to the library and picks up your favorite graphic novels, your favorite comics magazine, maybe. You who is writing in, you who is putting in classified ads and engaging with the said magazine, you who is just sitting down every week and just making new comics pages, knowing that someday you're going to distribute them. Someday you're going to get them out there and create new fans and create an audience. You who work so hard on organizations that support our industry. And I'm talking to those of you who are in organizations like Comics Pro and Bink and the other Comic Legal Defense Fund. You, all of you, every single one of you, I have to say thank you. Because this week, you saved comics. Namaste, y'all.
Comic Industry Insiders Live is dedicated to retailers, publishers, and fans of the comics industry. This show is a joint production between Prana Direct Market Solutions and Manage Comics. Trevor Richardson is our producer. Have an idea for the show or want to advertise your brand or business on the show? Send us an email at info@pranadm.com. For more information about the show, visit pranadm.com. And thank you for saving comics.